Chris, can you start by introducing yourself and what your role is at KHL Labs?
Absolutely. Dean, Lewis, thank you guys for hosting me. Really appreciate being on the podcast with you guys. Super excited for what you guys have, put together, and, looking forward to following you guys in the future.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, name's Chris Martinez. I'm one of the co-founders of KHL Labs. Better there?
Yeah.
You want me to get real close, huh?
There you go.
You have to
Get
pay.
personal.
Yeah, you got to take me to lunch first. So yeah, Chris Martinez, I'm the founder of KHL Labs. We founded the first cannabis testing lab here in Florida. Lucky enough, we started the company in 2016, really looking at the space and seeing how we can add value. My business partner's background's in technology, and mine was in medical devices, working through patient outcomes. So really trying to apply the things that we've done over the last 10, 15 years and really bring that to cannabis. So we started our first lab here in Florida, in South Florida, and really focusing on lab testing in terms of the quality of the data that everybody was generating and what everybody was doing with that data. So we built a technology company that essentially built a LIMS software system specifically for cannabis. And then, again, humbled enough to start the first lab here and really immerse ourselves in the CBD and hemp space in 2018 when there wasn't a lot of regulation surrounding testing for cannabis, and propped up the company based on hemp and CBD testing at the time. Once the regulations got implemented here in Florida, we were very much involved in the legislative process. We started, the company with 10 or 15 employees, and today, at our peak, we were in 10 states, 300 plus employees. Today, we're 7 states and about 160, 170 employees, and looking to expand it to a few markets. So we're very humbled to be here and excited to talk about, the industry in terms of testing.
Very cool.
That's
Appreciate
awesome.
it.
So how has the cannabis testing evolved since KHL Labs entered the industry?
So in the very beginning, ultimately, it was a function of the operators wanting to test what they believed was in the best interest of putting their products, in the market, and there really wasn't a lot of regulatory structure surrounding that. So, like I said, people were doing what they believed was best for their products, and then obviously regulations came into play, and it forced the operators to test a specific amount of product to ensure safety for the patients who are consuming these products, especially on the medical program here in Florida.
What were the biggest hurdles in establishing standardized testing protocols in the early days?
So for us, really what was the big focus was standardizing the technology, standardizing the methodology that we were using to extract these products, and really implementing that in a national setting to really impact the reproducibility of testing with the right quality controls in place to ensure customers were getting quality data and not just running samples through a machine and giving them the highest level of potency they can get.
So how does KHL Labs work with both regulators and businesses to shape industry standards?
So I think what adds value for us is the technology, right? So we always harp on it when our team goes out into the market to talk to new prospects. We really push technology. So for us, being able to have visibility into the data sets, I think today it's very fragmented across a lot of operators where they're using either Microsoft BI or different tools, but they're on 3 or 4 different platforms and nothing's communicating together, and it's a pretty heavy lift to consume all that data and normalize it. So adding that value, especially on the testing side, where we can have visibility into all the testing data and normalize it and present it back to the customer, I think was our biggest value add in how we're helping shape the industry.
Awesome.
Cool.
Here at KHL Labs, we have specialists for LCMS technology, GCMS technology, HPLC technology, and ICP-MS technology.
So we've invested the time and education with Shimatsu to get our staff trained up to speed with the latest technologies that are available in the market space.
So for our clients, an ISO accreditation shows that we are capable and competent and accurate with all of our lab testing, because our equipment and our team is trained against the strictest standards in the industry.